Halsted Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Welcome here today to Oaks, North Dakota from Cummings Field, as it's the number 3 seed here in the Central Cass Squirrels going up against the number 7 seed in the Oaks Tornadoes in our second winners bracket game. The winner has the Kinder Vikings upcoming here tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock in this semifinals. I'm Chase Miller alongside Joey Hughes. We'll take a break, and we come back. We'll get to our starting lineups. Also, we'll recap what happened earlier today with Kindred and Sargent County. From there, we'll let you know what's going on throughout the rest of the state of North Dakota as well. That and more still to come here from Oaks. It's Oaks and Central Cass for part 2 of our winners bracket. Then at 4 o'clock, we'll get to our losers bracket. We'll get to our schedule coming up around the corner on yourliveevent.com.
The world of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
What is that? Is that top insurance?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Toop Insurance.
Maybe Toupee.
Could be Toupee. Yeah, I don't know.
Or Taupe Insurance?
Maybe? I don't think so.
Say it right. That's T-O-O-P. That's Taupe.
Oh, it's Taupe.
That's Taupe Insurance in Castleton. Get in touch with Ryan today for a quote or review of your policies. Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Get ahead of your spring planting needs with flowers, shrubs, and trees. Watts Ace Hardware Greenhouse is open now. Watts Ace Hardware, a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware and check out their greenhouse, which is open right now.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customers satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
As we continue here on yourliveevent.com, Chase Miller, Joey Hughes with you here today from Cummings Field as they're getting ready for their warm-ups after raking the field here at Cummings Field for both Central Cass and alongside the Oaks Tornadoes. Taking a look at what happened earlier today, part of our bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Bank North. If you're just joining us, the Kinder Vikings picked up a 4-1 win over the Sargent County Bulldogs. Eli Mack with an RBI single in both the first and the third innings. And then from there, Sargent County able to make the game a 2-1 contest with a Braxton Erickson Wyckoff, a solo homer. Kindred would add a couple more runs then in the fifth. Picking up the win was Carter Gronwald, Fisher Johnson with the save, Cole Fury with the loss for the Sargent County Bulldogs. Kindred again picked up the win 4-1 after this game wraps up. And we'll get to two more contests here later today for our losers bracket, and that'll be at Enderlin and Oak Grove in a winner or go home situation, and the same then roughly at around 6 o'clock. The Eagles and the Grovers will play at 4, then around 6 o'clock you'll get to Northern Cass and the Ball Stars of Hankinson, Fairmount, Campbell, Tinto, Rossholt, and Lidgerwood a little bit later on. You win this game, you got a game at 11 o'clock in the morning. You lose, you head to the loser bracket and hoping to play 2 then tomorrow, and then eventually try to make your way into Monday. We'll take a quick time out. We come back, we'll get to our respective what happened earlier between the Squirrels and alongside the Tornadoes here this season. And that was a bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Bank North. Go to banknorth.bank. Back with more after this here on YourLiveEvent.com. Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at YourLiveEvent.com.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right, Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey swatch autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks, they make sure your vehicle gets the best standard of care to get it back on the road as quickly as possible. Lonnie and his team are some of the most highly trained in the industry. With state-of-the-art technology and superior products, your vehicle will leave in great condition. With their drive-in claims area, the process is smooth and easy. Let Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks provide you and your vehicle with premium care and attention. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Abra Auto Body and Glass of Grand Forks.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
As we continue here today, taking a look at what happened earlier between Central Cass and Oaks when they played on Monday, April the 20th. The Central Cass Squirrels scored the first 8 runs of the contest in a 5-inning win over Oaks, 11-1. Oaks also had 4 errors in that game, but from a Central Cass perspective at the plate, Keegan Peterson went 1 of 3 with 3 runs driven in. Lewis went 2 of 4 with 3 runs driven in as well. Couple runs scored by Ryan Osmondstad and alongside with Kangley and Everson. And in that game, Carver Kozowski, 5 innings of work, 3 hits, a run that was earned, a walk, and 11 strikeouts. While on the opposite side, you had Mr. Thorpe. Jack Thorpe went 2 for 2 at the plate for the Oaks Tornadoes in the loss. And then Schmitz was on the mound, 1 inning of work, 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, and then Gebhardt went 3 innings of work, 8 hits, 7 runs, and 7 earned as well. For the Central Cass Squirrels, picking up a win over the Ball Stars, 25-1 in 5 innings back on Tuesday in Castleton, where they erupted for 8 runs in the third, 17 runs in the fourth inning. They had 22 hits in that contest, 7 runs driven in by Lewis, 4 runs driven in by Everson and Kegley. Picking up the win was Lindstrom, 5 innings of work in that contest. Well, for Oaks, they were the one team that came up as a lower seed to win in the opening round, and they had a really good pitching performance here on the mound against the Northern Cass Jaguars in their 7-2 contest, as you had Mr. Heyer with 6 1/3 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 runs, that 1 was earned, no walks, and 15 strikeouts. So he had 15 Ks in 6 1/3. He did throw 120 pitches in the win over Northern Cass, and also in that game, 2 runs driven in by Heyer, as well as he went 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 2 runs driven in for the Oaks Tornadoes. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at what other regions are making their way later this week. Also, keep you apprised of what's going on with the Northeast Regional Track and Field Meet. That and more still to come.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits, including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at BloomfieldTrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As we continue here on YourLiveEvent.com, just kind of making our way through on the respective tournaments that are going across the state of North Dakota, and also an update here in terms of track and field. The Northeast Regional Track and Field Meet that was scheduled for tomorrow on YourLiveEvent.com has officially now been moved to Saturday morning, so we'll have that for you on YourLiveEvent.com on Saturday. So Saturday is going to be a very busy day. We'll have the Northeast Track and Field Meet in Mayville. We'll have the Southeast Track and Field Meet in Kindred upcoming. And then we'll also have the Region 2 baseball tournament from Mayville State, the Region 1 softball tournament in Hillsboro, and the Region from their Region 2 softball game with Thompson against the winner of either Midway Minto or Grafton. So that's what is upcoming a little bit later on here on YourLiveEvent.com. For more information, simply hit subscribe on our YouTube channel or go to YourLiveEvent.com to keep apprised of the ever-changing spring schedule. Compared to last year, we're in a good spot for most of our local region tournaments. However, Sunday into Monday is going to be interesting to see where and how much rain we do eventually get to make our way through the course of the region baseball tournament. Taking a look at some other tournaments here in North Dakota, on Saturday we will get to the Region 2 baseball tournament, and the first game will be the 6-7 matchup or the play-in contest with Maple River and alongside with Larimore. The winner of that game will eventually go and play Thompson, who is the number 3 seed here up at Region 2, and they are the 4-time state champ until someone knocks them off. We'll see what the Thompson Tommies can do up in Region 2. But Larimore, Maple River at 11 o'clock in the morning from Scott Berry Field in Mayville. The winner again will go on and play Thompson. Then the 4-5 matchup on Saturday will be Hatton Northwood going up against Nelson County Midkota. The 1 seed Hillsboro Central Valley, they're off until Monday. The 2 seed Mayport CG of the Patriots, they're off until Monday as well from Scott Berry Field. That is scheduled for Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday if needed for that second championship game. While in Region 3, not too far from here in Lemoore at Towson Field, you'll get underway on Monday as well as the schedule with the 4-5 matchup of New Rockford Cheyenne. The Rockets going up against the Wolves of Kidder County. In the 3-6 game, it'll be Valley City and Carrington, and that will be the opening round of Towson Field. Lemoore Litchfield Marion will play the winner of New Rockford Cheyenne and Kidder County. Then South Border will play the winner of Valley City and Carrington later on Monday afternoon. That tournament is scheduled for 3 days in Lemoore, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then on the eastern side of the state, Region 4 tournament, it'll be Midway Minto against Pembina County North in the 4-5 matchup. A 2-3 will be Park River Area and Grafton, with the 1 seed being Langdon Area Munich, as the Cardinals earned the bye into the next round. But it'll be the Mustangs and the Grizzlies coming up with then the Aggies of Park River Area and Grafton on Monday. That tournament in Langdon also Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's the eastern half of the state. In the western half of the state, a couple of tournaments have already gotten underway in the Region 5 at the higher seed. Rugby was able to defeat Dunseith 5-1, and then Northern Lights over Harvey Wells County 4-2. That was in the 3-6 and the 4-5 matchup. So coming up here later today from Botno, North Star and Rugby currently already underway, and then Botno and Northern Lights as well matching up here in Botno, while in Region 7 with a playing game, Ray over Stanley and Berthold over Divide County. They will continue on Saturday in Stanley, where Ray will go up against Berthold and Renville County goes up against Kenmare Bullbells Burke Central. So that's a look at across the state of North Dakota. We'll take a quick break, and we come back, we'll get to our starting lineups and the opening pitch. That's around the corner next here in Oaks from Cummings Field in Tornado Alley. I'm Chase Miller alongside Joey Hughes, back with more after this.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement, everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Get in touch with David Bergerman today at 701-724-6252.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey swatch autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
Imagine your life in Hillsboro, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsboro, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsboro has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsboro, where small-town living means big opportunities.
As we continue here today from Cummings Field in Oaks, looking just in terms of some of the history here, Central Cass has had tremendous success here in the Region 1 baseball tournament, especially after the turn of the decade here. They were the region champs in 2021, 22, 23, and 2024 here from a Central Cass perspective. State appearances, they've made it 11 times here for the Central Cass Squirrels. They've had one pitcher, Kate Lidstrom, threw 73 pitches in their win over the Ball Stars, while for the Oaks Tornadoes here for Sean Corrigan had two pitchers so far, with Zaid Heyer and alongside Jackson Gebhardt have thrown with Heyer with 121 pitches and Gebhardt with 7 pitches so far here for the Oaks Tornadoes, and Sean Corrigan here for the Oaks club that able to play at least 2 more games here with that first win. Same thing for Central Cass. You at least got today and tomorrow for sure that is scheduled, compared to our last games later today where it is a win or go home situation. For the Oaks Tornadoes here as well, they'll go for their starting lineups here with Landon Titus, the sophomore shortstop, with Zaid Heyer, the senior center fielder, Joseph Dobitz, the junior catcher, batting third, with Jack Thorpe, the third baseman here today for the Oaks Tornadoes, with Thorpe being the senior. Trey Miles, the junior first baseman, batting fifth, with Nathan Schmitz, the junior left fielder, sixth. Andrew Undum, the junior second baseman, batting seventh, with Jackson Gebhardt, the junior pitcher, on the bump. And then Noah Paradis, the sophomore right fielder here today for Oaks. Again, Titus, Heyer, Dobitz, Thorpe, Miles, Schmitz. That's Nathan Schmitz, Undum, Gebhardt, and Paradis here for the Oaks Tornadoes. While for the Central Cass Squirrels in the infield and the outfield, Ryan Osmondstad in left field with Lucas Christensen in center. Carver Kozowski will be in right. Bryce Mueller at first base with Brody Cagley at second. Jack Everson at shortstop, but Mr. Keegan Peterson over at third base. You got Lewis behind the plate, and on the mound here will be Rylan Boder here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Head coach is Dustin Maggio. Central Cass made it all the way to the Region 1 championship, pushing Northern Cass that second game last year before falling short to Northern Cass in Castleton, as Central Cass defeated Lisbon to make it to that championship series. And a little history here for Thompson. They have played in 8 of the last 9 state titles, and they've won 4 straight, defeating the Lobos in 2022 and 2023, beat Grafton in 2024, and beat Lemoore Litchfield Marion back last year in 2025. So Thompson, again, have played in 8 of the last 9 state titles. They've won 4 straight. The most in Class B, Drayton won 6 straight and played in 7 straight titles, but they won 6 straight titles from 1958 to 1963. For a little history for you here in Class B baseball. Lineup cards are being exchanged, which means we'll take a break. When we come back, it'll be our Norman County Raceway first pitch around the corner when we return.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427-5284 or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the big air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins and the fun never ends.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
As we come back here and get ready for our first pitch, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway. Check out the World of Outlaw late models on Tuesday, June 30th in Ada. Also, you can listen to Racing on the Radio, our first Racing on the Radio on 106.5 KRJB. That's 106.5 FM will be tomorrow night. Josh Boyk will be part of that broadcast here with KRJB. Also, for tickets throughout the summer months or for the World of Outlaw late models, go to NormanCountyRaceway.com. That, again, is NormanCountyRaceway.com. The Oaks Tornadoes will be the visitors on the scoreboard, virtue of the lower seed, the 7 seed, going up against the number 2 seed of the the number 3 seed, of the Central Cass Squirrels. The Squirrels will be in their red tops here today with the white pants, while for the Oaks Tornadoes in their black tops with their gray pants. Our umpire and crew calling balls and strikes. Dave Klunt behind home plate. Justin Farkas will be making his way, and then Cale Hamry as well up the first and third base lines, respectively, here from Cummings Field in Oaks, North Dakota. Going through in terms of the weather forecast, not too shabby in terms of the temperature, but the wind will continue to bluster throughout the course of the day. 76 degrees with the wind feels about 70. We are continuing to be in a gusty skies, gusts up to 30 miles per hour throughout the course of the afternoon. And even tonight, once we get around to 8, 9 o'clock, it's still going to be in the low 70s to upper 60s. So not too bad of a day. If we're coming out to the ballpark tomorrow, 11 o'clock in the morning, 70 and windy. So very similar to what we have in terms of this one. The winner of this game will go up against the Kindred Vikings tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning. And on the opposite side, the loser of this contest will go and play at 1 o'clock in our first loser out game. Sargent County will play at 4 o'clock in the second loser out game tomorrow. Who they'll play still to be determined. But this is our first pitch, again brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway. Go to NormanCountyRaceway.com, and as they do, let's get the green flag up in the air and let's get racing. Same thing, let's get to our first pitch and let's start playing baseball today here in Oaks, North Dakota. For more on high school sports, simply go to our website, YourLiveEvent.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're enjoying our broadcast. Just give us a like on our game link as well here today. He's Joey Hughes. I'm Chase Miller. The Oaks Tornadoes again, Landon Titus, the sophomore shortstop, was Zaid Heyer, the senior center fielder, and Joseph Dobitz, the junior catcher, going up against Rylan Boder today for the Central Cass Squirrels, as he will take the mound for Central Cass. So the winner, you get to extend your day a little bit longer here, where tomorrow you'll just play one game in that semifinal. Win or lose, you just have to worry about one game. Then you'll make your way into Monday. You know you're part of the top 3. That's what this win puts you into a situation in terms of that bracket. As they whip it around the diamond here, opening pitch was scheduled for 1 o'clock. Going to be a little bit later at about 1:26, which means our 4 o'clock game probably going to be pretty close to that opening pitch here a little bit later on at 4 o'clock. Boder will be on the right-handed side pitching against the righty, the sophomore shortstop here with Landon Titus. Dave Klunt gives him the go-ahead, and we will get underway here with our opening pitch, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway. First pitch swinging at 126 is popped up in the air, going to be playable, and an opportunity for the first baseman, Bryce Mueller, in foul territory right on the line, and Titus is retired on one pitch. Now it goes to Zaid Heyer here, the senior center fielder, as Heyer, again, 15 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings worked against Northern Cass back on Tuesday, and he was able to get a couple of runs scored and driven in here at the plate for the senior center fielder. Batting from the left-handed side, first pitch swinging a miss. It's now 0-1 on the way here to Zaid Heyer. The senior center fielder trying to see if he can get on board as Christensen in straightaway center field. Here's the 0-1. Good breaking ball. It's now 0-2. For Dustin Maggio, able to see in the first game was Cade Lindstrom's 73 pitches, able to work through the win against the Ball Stars. Here's the 0-2 offering. And Dave Klunt's going to say, yes, he did go through the zone. He did offer for a strikeout, so Boder gets his first strikeout of the contest. So Boder gets his first K. Now it goes to Joseph Dobitz. Dobitz, the junior catcher, son of Greg Dobitz, football and former baseball coach here for the Oaks Tornadoes. I was able to see Oak Grove make their way here to the ballpark, as Dobitz going to fall behind the count now 0-1. So first pitch swinging was Titus, 3 pitches to retire Heyer, and here comes the 0-1 pitch to Dobitz. As this is going to be hit on the ground up the third base line. That'll go foul. It's now 0-2. So Boder works ahead on Higher and now doing the same here on Dobitz. Attacking the zone early here today from Cummings Field. The 0-2 offering. That'll run up a little chin music. It's now 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to the junior catcher. As Dobitz, I'm going to see if he can get the first base runner of the contest here for the Tornadoes. The 1-2. Strike 3 looking, and Boder gets back-to-back strikeouts to retire the side. After a half inning of play on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, it's Oaks scoreless, Central Cass coming to the plate.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
What is that? Is that top insurance?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Toop Insurance.
Maybe Toupee.
Could be Toupee. Yeah, I don't know.
Or Taupe Insurance?
Maybe? I don't think so.
Say it right. That's T-O-O-P. That's Taupe.
Oh, if it's Taupe.
That's Taupe Insurance in Castleton. Get in touch with Ryan today for a quote or review of your policies. Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Get ahead of your spring planting needs with flowers, shrubs, and trees. Watts Ace Hardware Greenhouse is open now. Watts Ace Hardware, a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware and check out their greenhouse, which is open right now.
Here on YourLiveEvent.com, in the bottom of the first inning, the Central Cass Squirrels batting lineup will look like this. Jack Everson, the senior shortstop, with Brody Kegley, the junior second baseman. Ryan Osmondstad, the junior left fielder, batting third. Keegan Peterson, the senior senior third baseman cleanup, with Carver Kozowski, the sophomore right fielder, fifth. Grayson Lewis behind the plate, the senior catcher, batting sixth, with Bryce Mueller, the junior first baseman, batting seventh. Grady Mueller, the junior DH, batting eighth, with Lucas Christensen, the center fielder, batting ninth, and then Boder again will be the pitcher here today for Central Cass, and the head coach of Dustin Maggio. Schmitz in left field with Higher in center. Paradis in right field today for the Tornadoes. Miles at first base, Undemet second, Titus at shortstop, Thorpe at third, Dobitz behind the plate, and Jackson Gebhardt on the mound here for the Oaks Tornadoes. First pitch upcoming here to Jack Everson, as Everson will take a strike call. It's now 0-1. For the Central Cass Squirrels, a team that has made a living again playing in what the next round would be the semifinals if they can pick up a win here. Well, for the Tornadoes, looking to see if that number 7 seed, and if you want to call them Cinderella as a low seed, the shoe can still fit. Midnight doesn't strike on this Tornado club. Also, hosting in your own venue gives you maybe just a little bit more of an emphasis to try to come out and play well here throughout the next couple of days in Oaks. Here's the 0-2. That'll be a pop-up in the air. This one going to be to short left field, and the center fielder Higher calls off Paradis into left center field for the pop-out. And good job by Hires. Those are going to be the interesting ones throughout the course of the day, kind of that Bermuda's Triangle spot with one down, and who's going to go make the play with how the wind continues to whip through. 316 in left field. You have 302 in right. I have about 355, 365 left center, right center, and just over 330 to straightaway center here today in Oaks. This one's called a strike to Brody Kegley. It's 0-1. Kegley, the junior second baseman, equally as good at the plate as he is at second base in terms of the glove and what he's able to do defensively here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Kegley hits this one up in the air a mile high. That's a big league pop-up. Who's going to call for it? The shortstop does to Titus. And there's going to be 2 down. If you're at the Trop, not necessarily going to worry about hitting the Tropicana field, but kind of similar in terms of getting underneath that one for Kegley. And for Gebhardt, 2 batters up, 2 batters down to Ryan Osmondstad, the junior left fielder. Central Cass comes in as the number 3 seed, had a chance to be the 1 seed late in the season. Their 2 region losses against Northern Cass and Kindred, the one with Kindred vaulted them from what could have been a 1 seed all the way down to the number 3 seed. But the Central Cass Squirrels right now here going up against the Oaks Tornadoes as the 7. As this one is called a strike, and for Gebhardt working ahead on Everson Kegley and now Ryan Osmondstad. No balls and 2 strikes in the number 3 batter as Jackson Gebhardt has the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Gebhardt gets the strikeout, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Gebhardt and the Oaks Tornadoes. We played 1 today here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. We're scoreless as we head to the 2nd.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
Here today on YourLiveEvent.com, broadcasting from the Farmers Union Insurance David Bergman Agency broadcast booth, your headquarters for home to life to ranch and more, servicing both the Foreman Oaks and surrounding communities. Not all products are underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance. With David Bergman Agency, call 701-724-6252. That's 701-724-6252. Chase Miller and Joey Hughes with you from Cummings Field today here on YourLiveEvent.com. If you missed the first game with the Kindred Vikings and the Sargent County Bulldogs, it was a good one as the Kindred Vikings would eventually go on to win. It was a tight ball game, but they did eventually go on to win here and defeat the Sargent County Bulldogs earlier today. It was 2-1 late, and eventually we'll go on and get a couple more runs after that as first pitch here for Boulder against Thorpe is a strike. It's going to be 0-1. It's Kindred again won 4-1 against Sargent County. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Going to be hit in the air. This one goes to straightaway center field. Christensen takes a couple of steps in, and there's going to be the out. 1 down. Where we're located here in center field, as you see the pitcher-catcher camera, kind of reminds you of sitting in Wrigleyville or maybe out in the outfield at a particular ballpark where you see something come off the bat and you wonder, did I need to bring my glove or not to the ballpark today? As Trey Miles will take a strike at 0-1. So Boulder and alongside Gebhardt early on attacking the zone here, pitching and getting ahead of batters. Miles, the junior first baseman, we'll see a breaking ball over for a strike called. It's now 0-2. As Boulder with 2 strikeouts in the first inning, knocking on the door for his third of the contest, and this will be jammed, popped in the air, and that will make its way to left center. And oh, what a play by Christensen. Jammed him for Miles. That one with the wing carried a little bit more into left center field, and Christensen with a heroic grab in left center. Christensen able to make the play and rob an extra base hit from Trey, and if that gets by Trey, how far could if that gets by Christensen, how far could Trey make his way? So mark that one for a defensive web gem. We've seen a couple of really good defensive plays so far through the first and part of the game with Kindred and Sargent County, and here was Central Cass and Oaks. There's a delivered strike to Nathan Schmitz. It's 0-1. Nice play by Christensen. Again, that one coming through with the glove. Had to dive and stretch out for that particular baseball. Here's the 0-1. That'll miss for a ball just out of the zone. It's 1-1. Central Cass and Oaks in the Region 1 baseball tournament winners bracket game. The 1-1. Swing and a miss as he was able to throw out the curveball at 1-2. See if he goes back to the off-speed pitcher. Able to try to challenge Schmitz here. Works ahead 1-2. 1-2 is going to be hit in the air, popped up, and that'll go over the concession stand and towards the light pole, and then right on top of the dugout here as it ricochets, playing around, and we'll have the 1-2 upcoming to Schmitz yet again. Boder with 8 pitches in the first inning. And there's a grounder. This one will go through and into left field as it gets by Everson and Peterson. Nathan Schmitz gets aboard for the first base hit of the contest. And the Oaks Tornadoes with a runner on with 2 down here in the top of the second inning. Now it goes to Andrew Undum, the junior second baseman. As Undum will see his first appearance against Ryland Boder here today. As this works low for a ball, it's now 1-0. And similar, able to see a couple of people bring out the golf carts. Got 1 or 2 just in the back end of their pickup and trucks, just enjoying the baseball game, or some of the others kind of using it like a drive-in movie theater, where you just kind of put the windows down, have a front row seat to a ballpark. That's what you like when you get to venues like this. Either take a seat in the grandstands or just maybe bring your own seat to the game. So Ryland Boder right now sees Schmitz over at first being held on by Bryce Mueller. There's a swing and a miss for a strike. We'll get a 2-1 count upcoming here to the junior second baseman for the Central Cass Squirrels. They'll have their 4, 5, and 6 batters due up with Keegan Peterson to lead things off in the second. This would be popped and fouled over the concession stands. It's now 2-2. Also, starting on Saturday, we'll have the Region 1 softball tournament. There's 3 playing games here today, and then we'll get to the quarterfinals on Saturday on YourLiveEvent.com, as this one's going to be hit up the middle. Everson gloves it, able to make his way, 6 unassisted, as Jack was able to smother that baseball and then retire Schmitz over at second base to retire this side. There were no runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left. We played an inning and a half today, scoreless here in Oaks.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at YourLiveEvent.com.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey, swatch, autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
Here today on YourLiveEvent.com, it's the bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Bank North. Earlier today, Kindred 4-1 over the Sargent County Bulldogs. Carter Gronwald with 5 innings of work, and then Eli Mack with 2 runs driven in. Fisher Johnson picks up the save in the 4-1 win over Sargent County. Kindred will play at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning in the semifinals against the winner of this contest. Sargent County will play at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon in a loser-out game. After this, Oaks and Central Cass, the winner again will play at 11. The loser will make their way to play at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Loser out games later tonight, Enderlin, Oak Grove, and then Northern Cass and the Ball Stars. That's a bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Bank North. Go to banknorth.bank. It's banknorth.bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Keegan Peterson due up, takes a strike for the senior third baseman against Jackson Gebhardt on for his second inning of work. Gebhardt winds and delivers, and as he did in the first inning, getting ahead of Central Cass batters here in the second, it's now 0-2. Starting to warm up a little bit throughout the course of the day, from the morning to the afternoon, starting to feel like summer at a ballpark here today. 0-2 pitch, an swing that goes over the dugout, up the first base side here for Oaks, and we'll keep it at 0-2. Carver Kozowski and Grayson Lewis here for Central Cass due up against Gebhardt after Gebhardt had a fly out, a pop out, and a strikeout in the first. 0-2 pitch. This one is popped in the air. This will go to short left field. Could be trouble, but the left fielder comes in. Schmitz loses the hat, but he makes the play. And with the wind kind of blowing it a little bit more towards left, just jettisoned it out to Schmitz in left field over the third baseman of Thorpe, and there's one down. Carver Kozowski, the sophomore right fielder, at the plate batting fifth here for the Central Cass Squirrels today, and head coach Dustin Maggio. As Gebhardt sees this miss outside for a ball. Gebhardt kind of reminds you from a high school perspective of maybe what a Bailey Ober would be for the Minnesota Twins, right? You're not going to necessarily just bring a lot of heat. You can try to throw it up by people, but if you can locate well, use your off-speed, change some elevations, that's what Gebhardt's been able to do early in this game and be around the zone. You can still pitch awfully well and be effective. Here's the 1-ball, 1-strike count here for Gebhardt. Swing and a miss. Now 1-2 as Gebhardt able to put a little spin on that baseball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way here to Kozowski as Gebhardt again working ahead of a Central Cass batter. Wind and deliver. Popped up in the air, this one into the infield. Who's going to call for it on that right side? And eventually it will be Undum. Undum and Miles were there, but Undum says, I got it for the second out here of inning number 2. As Grayson Lewis, the senior catcher, will dig in. Lewis has so far at the plate able to get 4 runs driven in against the Ball Stars. Against the Ball Stars back on Tuesday. And part of that big 3rd and 4th innings where they put up all their runs here for the Central Cass Squirrels is this one missing out of the zone for a ball. It's now 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. That's the second batter that Gebhardt has thrown a ball to, as this is called a strike now, 1-1. Went for the first 4 batters, didn't throw 1 ball in a count. Carver Kozowski worked ahead 1-0, then eventually got behind 1-2. See what Gebhardt here does on the 1-1. This will be fisted right to the shortstop, backhanded there by Titus. Throws across and airmails it. So making his way from first, Lewis is going to dig for second, and he will slide in there on a throwing error from Titus. And Titus might have thought for a second maybe he had to hustle it a little bit more than what he did, as he made a really good play defensively first to glove it, but Lewis will reach base on an error, and as we'll get a courtesy runner coming in here for the Central Cass Squirrels. As coming in for Central Cass will be Carter Nelson. So Nelson will run here for Lewis, and for Central Cass, can they take advantage on the error? Going back to Titus again, that pick was tough at shortstop, but as he kind of came through, just shuffled his feet, got ahead of himself just a skosh, and that's where the throwing error went to Miles. As for the Central Cass Squirrels, are able to make their way now with a 2-out potential rally with Bryce Mueller, the junior first baseman, coming up here for Central Cass. For the Oaks, tornadoes in the top of the 3rd, you'll see Gebhardt, Paradis, and then back to the top of the lineup with Titus due up here for Oaks. As Gebhardt looks back the runner. This will be hit on the ground right to the third baseman. Thorpe fires it across. 1 pitch and 1 down. 5-3. Mueller is retired. No runs, no hits on an error, and a runner left. We played 2 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. We're scoreless as we head to the 3rd.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks, they make sure your vehicle gets the best standard of care to get it back on the road as quickly as possible. Lonnie and his team are some of the most highly trained in the industry. With state-of-the-art technology and superior products, your vehicle will leave in great condition. With their drive-in claims area, the process is smooth and easy. Let Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks provide you and your vehicle with premium care and attention. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Abra Auto Body and Glass of Grand Forks.
As we get to an in-game update brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, so far through 2 innings of work, Oaks with no runs on a hit. They've committed an error here on the play as well from the Oaks perspective, and they've left one runner on. While for Central Cass, no runs on no hits. They have left one runner on base, and they have yet to commit an error here today. Jackson Gebhardt, 2 innings of work, 20 pitches. Rylan Boder, 2 innings of work and 23 pitches. That is an in-game update brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Share their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. That's dhb.bank. Chase Miller, Joey Hughes today with you from Oaks as we get you set for inning number 3. And if this kind of has that feeling of game number 1 where, again, runs weren't necessarily hard to come by. You just didn't put yourself in a ton of situations and just keep the line moving for a big inning. So far, both pitchers doing a good job getting ahead of batters, using the defense behind them to make some plays, and that's where we are scoreless through 2. As Gebhardt, first pitch swinging with Rylan Boder, who's got his 24th pitch. So far, 2 innings of work, 1 hit. No walks and 2 strikeouts against. The one single was a 2-out knock in the second with Schmitz. As this missing in the dirt, it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Central Cass and Oaks with the winner to play the Kindred Vikings, who are hanging out up the third base side, kind of scouting and seeing how this game will wrap up. The 1-1 down in the dirt for a ball, now 2-1, and you're starting to get to the week where it's finals, final projects, papers are due. Some are out of school this week. Others are out of school next week with Memorial Day weekend just around the corner. As Rylan Boder has a 2-1 pitch. I'll miss for a ball. So right now trying to see if they can get a walk here is Gebhardt. Pitcher versus pitcher here to open things up in the 3rd inning. That'll be called a strike. And work the count full, now 3-2. First full count against a Oaks batter here this afternoon. Boder with the payoff pitch. This will be grounded up the third base side. Playing is going to be Peterson. He charges, throws it across to Mueller. 5-3 on the putout, and there's 1 down here to open up the top of the 3rd inning. As it'll be the first ground out here for Boder on the mound. Outside of that, able to see a couple of flyouts, a 1 fielder's choice, which would eventually be a grounder, and then a pop-out as well with a couple of strikeouts as it goes to Paradis, the sophomore outfielder here for the Oaks Tornadoes, out in left. As the Tornadoes will see this with Paradis. There's a good swing at it. It's now 1-1. So for the right fielder here for Paradis, trying to get aboard here with 1 down and get back to the top of the lineup for Oaks as this goes fouling back. It's now 1-2. And back to Landon Titus. Central Cass and Oaks in a Region 1 baseball contest. Central Cass, the number 1 seed when it comes to softball. They'll play at 11 o'clock in the morning for head coach Scott Costa on Saturday in Hillsboro right here on YourLiveEvent.com. As this one's hit up the first base side. Foul and a good play. Backpedaling play by Bryce Mueller in foul territory for the out. And there's 2 down. First time through the lineup card for Rylan Boder. 2 2/3 of inning worked. 1 hit with 2 strikeouts and no walks. As we go back to that region softball tournament in terms of the bracket that it's going to make its way through the day as well. As this one misses to Landon Titus. For Sargent County Oaks, they play Lamort, Litchfield, Marion, Edgeley today with the winner to play Central Caston at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning in Hillsboro. We'll have that for you again. All 4 quarterfinals on Saturday, the 2 semis on Monday, loser out qualifier and championship on Tuesday from the Olson Softball Complex in Hillsboro on YourLiveEvent.com. This one called the strike. It's 2-1. The 2 seen in softball Kindred, the 3 of Valley City, 4 or 5 of Hillsboro, Central Valley, and Northern Cass. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way to Landon Titus. I'll miss for a ball, now 3-1. Titus with a pop out to the first baseman and Bryce Mueller on 1 pitch to open up the contest back at 1:26 this afternoon. As the 3-1 pitch is upcoming here to Titus from Boder. Boder sees this. It's going to be a ground ball, but foul off of the batter here with Titus, and we'll keep it now to a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Second 3-2 count after Gebhardt worked the count full, eventually grounded out to Peterson at third base. We'll see what Landon Titus can do here with Zaid Heyer due up next, and he's kind of the one that you circle going up against Oaks, going, you don't want to see guys on when Heyer's at the plate. Here's the 3-2. Strike 3 looking, and that'll retire the side here in the third. Boder gets his third strikeout. We played 2.5 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. We're scoreless here in Oaks.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated. So you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
And to the bottom of the third inning from Cummings Field here on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller with you, Dave, from a overcast sky, which is part of, I would say, the topsoil that's kind of been blowing around throughout the state here today, where most of the state was either in a wind advisory or a wind warning with gusts well over 20, 30, and some places 40 and even 50-plus miles per hour. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 batters due up with Grady Mueller, Lucas Christensen, and Jack Everson here for the Central Cass Squirrels as Jackson Gebhardt. 2 innings of work, no hits, no walks, and 1 strikeout so far through 20 pitches thrown. So he's got ahead on these batters early as Grady, the junior DH, digs in. First pitch, he will see this one miss for a ball. It's now 1-0. Minnesota Twins back in action today against the Miami Marlins. The Red Hawks are in Texas for 8 games upcoming against the Cleburne Railroaders. 7 games against the Cleburne Railroaders, as this one's called a strike. Kind of similar to what they've seen now in minor league baseball with affiliated in terms of AAA and AA, where you go to one town for 6 games, Sunday, off day, travel day, and then you're back home and just alternate it back and forth. Here's the 1-1 going to be hit in the air that goes to right field, and that'll go over the right fielder Paradis' head. Rounding first on his way to second is Grady Mueller. Mueller gets the first into the game for Central Cass. He will hold up there with a double, and Central Cass gets a leadoff batter aboard here in the bottom of the third inning. That just kind of went over Noah Paradis again in right field and just going to jet it out towards right. So Mueller gets aboard, and for head coach Dustin Maggio, we'll see what they want to do with Lucas Christensen, the junior center fielder at the plate, where a game, again, it's just been tough, number 1, to get a run scored, but number 2, just to get base runners early. So how does Coach Maggio want to play this in for Gebhardt? This will be just a second batter that's reached base against him. The other was on an error. Here's a bump by Christensen. The first baseman, Miles, will play this one towards the second baseman, not in time. That'll be an infield single on the way here for Christensen. Christensen able to hustle after that one, put down the perfect bunt. Runners will be at the corners. You had to both have Gebhardt and alongside Miles converge on it. Who was going to talk, who was going to grab it, and then Undum came across. It went off the glove, but I think that would have been an infield base hit regardless on a bang-bang play. Runners at the corners as it goes back to the top of the lineup here with Jack Everson. As Everson be at the plate with a fly out to center field his last time up, and he would like to at least do that here and try to drive in a run. Throw back to first base as Christensen will stay put. Here's what Central Cass is looking to do, put up a couple of runs here in the inning, then see if they can hang on. While for Oaks, what can you do to minimize it? As the corner infielder's playing in, the middle infielder's playing for 2. As this is going to get by the catcher Dobitz, and coming in to score from third base will be Mueller, and going from first to third will be Christensen. So Mueller comes in to score. Christensen goes first to third. That will be off the pass ball. Run here for Mueller, and Christensen will go all the way to third base. And the Central Cass Squirrels have a 1-0 lead. And Christensen was often going on the pitch, but then it went through the glove of Dobitz. And then once that happened, Christensen immediately was going from first to third, and then Mueller comes in to score. So one run comes in, and now Oaks bring the infield a little more in to try to take off the run with Christensen. As this one works for a ball and for Jack Everson in a hitter's count as it stands right now. Runner at third base, Christensen takes his lead. Everson, we'll see this work outside. And right now for Everson, 3 balls, no strikes here to the senior shortstop. Bottom of the third inning here from Oaks today from Cummings Field. This is the Region 1 baseball tournament. Central Cass takes the first run of the contest. And Everson on the 3-0 will take a strike. Brody Kegley on deck. It's now 3-1. It's Gebhardt. Sees this. Everson hits it in the air. That has a chance to split the gap, and it will, as this one rolls all the way towards the wall in front of us. Coming in to score will be Christensen. Everson will stand pat with a stand-up double. And for the Central Cass Squirrels, 3 batters up, 2 batters in at Central Cass 2, Oaks scoreless. Jack Everson with a nice piece of hitting on the way as he will stand pat at second base. Everson gets the run driven in. Christensen comes in to score. And just like that, a double, a single, and a double in Central Cass has passed the baton here in consecutive order to Brody Kegley, who popped out his last time up in the first inning as the Squirrels lead it by 2. Gebhardt takes a look back at the runner as this one is going to be popped up in the air. That'll go foul off the light pole. It's now 0-1. And for Central Cass, now it's the time to get greedy from their perspective. You score the first 2 runs. How much can you balloon this game up to? Well, if you're Oaks, where can you minimize and get the first out of the inning? A very dangerous part of the lineup here for Central Cass. As Kegley hits one on the ground, this will be caught by the first baseman, and it will be a fair ball after a quick 2-hopper. Miles able to get there, takes it 3 unassisted. Kegley's retired. Everson quickly on the bounce side on the ground. He was hustling to third base, so a productive out for Kegley. There's one down, and there's where that first out comes here for Oaks as it goes to Ryan Osmondstad. Osmondstad 0 for 1. Struck out his last time up to end the first inning. As this will work outside for a ball, it's now 1-0. Well, for Central Cass right now, doing a good job in the inning, starting to barrel up Jackson Gebhardt. And also, this is the second time through that they're seeing Gebhardt in this lineup. As this is a fly ball hit in the air to center. This has got a little carry to it as Heyer is going to play it right in front of the warning track. He will make the catch, but it is a sacrifice fly variety for Ryan Osmondstad. So a couple of productive outs in small ball, and it's now 3-0 in favor of Central Cass. As Everson comes in to score, Osmondstad gets a sacrifice fly. And the little things, you move the runner 90 feet, you get a sacrifice fly, 8 productive outs, and now it's going to be a 3-0 contest. Peterson takes a strike, gets 0-1. Peterson flew out his last time up to left field to Schmitz to open up the second inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hit in the air, that's down the left field line. As this could be fair or foul, it will go to foul territory, but it will be played by Schmitz in foul territory, and Peterson is retired on 2 pitches. But the damage is done as Central Cass puts up 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner, no runners left. We played 3 today. It's Central Cass up by 3.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids in schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
High school baseball today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. Chase Miller with Joey Hughes with you here today. Thank you so much for tuning into our broadcast here on yourlivevent.com. If you're enjoying the broadcast, give that a like on our stream link. Also, check us out. You can subscribe on Your Live Event or simply go to our website, yourlivevent.com, to check out the complete rundown here for high school sports coming up throughout the next couple of months. Also, All-Star games with the Shield Softball All-Star Series in June, Optimist Volleyball Series in June, and alongside with that, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series July 8th and the 9th, a little bit earlier this year with kind of how that time frame works, but the Lions All-Star Basketball Series in the middle of July. And I know people don't want to hear it, but we're 3 months and a week away from high school football. We're back here on yourlivevent.com. It's Central Cass with 3 runs, 3 hits across so far, while on the opposite side for the Oaks Tornadoes, they have no runs on 1 hit so far today here for Oaks. Just 1 over the minimum for Ryland Boder with 39 pitches through 3 innings as Zaid Heyer. 2, 3, and 4 batters due up here for Oaks, trying to see if they can do what Central Cass did, which is have consecutive at-bats with a walk or a base hit and get runners on and see if they can carousel around the base pass here as Heyer takes a strike. It's 0-1. As Boder works from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch will be blocked in the dirt by Lewis behind the plate. Peterson over at third base with Jack over at shortstop here for Everson. Kegley at second, then Bryce Mueller over at first. This one is going to be called a strike. It's now 1-2. Osmondstad in left field, Christensen in center, and Kozowski in right here for head coach Dustin Maggio. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way from Boder. Strike 3, looking higher, is retired, and Ryland gets his 4th strikeout and back-to-back Ks, and there's 1 down here in the top of the 4th inning. For Ryland, he has been on point today. A couple of, so far just 2 batters that have worked a count past a 1 ball, 3 batters that have worked it past just a 1 ball count. 1-2 ball, 2-3, as Joseph Dobit struck out looking his last time up. He takes a first pitch behind in the count, now 0-1. The 0-1, that's going to be blocked. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. In a game that got underway about 40 minutes ago here today in Oaks. Our next game is scheduled for 4 o'clock for the opening pitch with Enderlin and Oak Grove. Here's the 1-1. Check swing did not go through the zone. It's 2-1. Coming up once we get to our post-game show, make sure you stay tuned for that. Brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway. We'll get to our Enbridge Player of the Game, take a look at the final box score, and get to our Play of the Contest, brought to you in part by Agassi Precision Ag. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Dobitz. In on the ground, this one will go to Jack. As Everson able to go across the diamond to Bryce Mueller. Everson makes the play, 6-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down. As Jack Thorpe flew out to the center fielder Christensen his last time up in the 2nd inning. 2 down, top of the 4th inning from Oaks today. Ryland Boder 3 2/3 of work so far on the mound and looking very good in doing so. But an early indication for potentially a player of the game standpoint with how he's been able to pitch. As this one missing low for a ball. Now it's 1-0. Difference so far for Central Cass, if you're just joining us, is 3 runs in the 3rd inning. Mueller got aboard with a double. Lucas Christensen got an infield single. Everson with a double. Sacrifice fly by Ryan Osmondstad to drive in a run. That's been the difference so far here in this contest as it stands right now. Here's the pitch to Thorpe. As Thorpe will see this one miss for a ball. And Thorpe is 1 pitch away from getting a free pass in the first walk against Ryland Boder here this afternoon. The 3-0 count on the way. This one will be called a strike. It's now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody on with 2 outs. 3-1 is going to be line. Oh, what a play by Jack. Oh, the Jack attack, Mr. Everson. How do you do? Flashing the leather on a Thursday afternoon. That's a 3-up, 3-down inning, robbing Thorpe of a base knock. We're back with more after this here in Oaks.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Bottom of the 4th inning here on YourLiveEvent.com for the Central Cass Squirrels. Kozowski, Grayson Lewis, and Bryce Mueller will be at the plate. Jackson Gebhardt, 3 innings of work, 3 hits against, 3 runs with no walks and 1 strikeout. As Kozowski 0 for 1 with a pop-out, Lewis and then Mueller again here for the Central Cass Squirrels. 2 up in the bottom of the 4th inning. Schmitz in left field with Higher in center. Paradis stands in right. Miles over at first base, Undum at second, Titus at shortstop, Thorpe at third, Dobitz behind the plate, and Jackson Gebhardt again on the mound here for the Oaks Tornadoes. For Central Cass, looking to see if they can add on to their 3-0 lead, while for Gebhardt, looking to see if he can do what he did in the first and the second, which was he just went 1 over the minimum at that standpoint. There's a line drive shot hit down the left field line, but foul. First pitch swinging was Kozowski. He teed it up just a little out in front. It's 0-1. Behind third base, you have the batting cages alongside with a little bit of a park, a slide able to hang out for some of the kids making their way here through Oaks. As this one will be foul back. It's now 0-2. For the Central Cass Squirrels, as it stands, 3 runs across with 2 extra base hits in that third, a couple of doubles. They're starting to time up Gebhardt a little bit through the second time through the lineup. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3, good one by Gebhardt, a breaking ball that came in and then eventually towards the middle of the plate. Kozowski is retired, and there's 1 down. So good pitch there by Jackson, and there's 1 down as it goes to Grayson Lewis. Lewis reached base on an error his last time up. The error was by Titus over at short, where he did a good job picking the ball, but just airmailed it over to first at Miles. As there's 1 down here in the 4th. This will be backhand and missing low for a ball. It's 1-0. Coverage tomorrow begins at 11 o'clock in the morning for the semifinal round matchup. The winner of this game will play the Kindred Vikings tomorrow at 11 o'clock for a little brunch and baseball here yet again in Oaks. 1-0 pitch missing for a ball. It's now 2-0. And like today, 4 games on the docket tomorrow. Only difference is we will go from 8 to 6 today. Tomorrow we'll go from 6 to 3 still being alive. There's a good rip at it by Grayson. It's now 2-1. So that's our schedule upcoming here tomorrow on YourLiveEvent.com when it comes to the Region 1 baseball tournament. 2 balls and a strike to the senior catcher Lewis as Gebhardt sees this hit in the air by Lewis to the right fielder who barely has to move for Paradis. It goes to Bryce Mueller. Bottom of the 4th inning with 2 down here for Jackson Gebhardt, looking for his first 3 up, 3 down since the top of the first, if he can get out Bryce Mueller. Mueller with a ground out to to Thorpe his last time up at third base to end the 2nd inning. There was a strike called. It's 0-1. One thing that Gebhardt has done, though, he has found ways to hit the strike zone, change the eye level a little bit so far here against the Central Cass batters. The 0-1 going to miss for a ball. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. I was thinking the next couple weeks we'll have the state golf tournament the first week of June. You'll have the state track and field next weekend, state baseball, state softball, also soccer here. There's a high chopper up the third base side. It's foul. It's 1-2. Much less, you got your final days of school, graduation, maybe some graduation open houses, how many walking taco bags you can have or shredded pork. Either way, it's all good. Maybe the root beer float. Seen that at a couple places. I'm not sure if it's a Barks or 1919, but both are good. Here's the 1-2. Going to be hit up the first base side foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Had a root beer keg for one of my friends in high school. Brought a whole root beer keg and then just had about 5 gallons worth, maybe even more, of vanilla ice cream. Let's just say that went first in their grad party. Here's the 1-2. Hit on the ground to the third baseman. Thorpe has a chance to do it again. Across the diamond, that throws off Miles. Can't apply the tag. And it's going to be a safe at first here for Bryce Mueller. So Miles went to go apply the tag, and now you're going to get Sean to come out here as Couragean going to talk it over, saying that he thought there was enough. So they will talk it over here with Dave Clunt and alongside with Justin Farkas to see maybe if Dave saw, was there enough from his point of view where they swiped the glove by Miles to try to get Mueller out. They're going to say, no, he is safe. So the errant throw by Miles will allow Central Cass to get a base runner on here in the 4th inning. Well, Thorpe did a really good job on the play, just kind of threw it, and as he did, went up towards the dugout instead of towards the first base side. So Miles tried his best to apply the tag, just unable to do so, and Central Cass, they get an extra out here in the 4th inning. Can they make it pay with Grady Mueller, who hit a double his last time up and eventually came in to score the first run of the game? There's a good breaking ball by Gebhardt. It's 0-1. Gebhardt just has that slow breaker where it comes off of his hands and just all of a sudden just keeps coming down. You can sit on it, but then all of a sudden here it maybe becomes a fastball, and all of a sudden you're behind a little bit. The 0-1, this one is fouled up the first base side, and we'll do it all over again now at 0-2. As Grady Mueller was trying to time up that breaking ball and shoot it into right. No balls, 2 strikes with a runner on first here for Bryce Mueller for head coach Dustin Maggio and the Squirrels. For the Oaks Tornadoes, they'll be coming back up to bat here in the top of the 5th, looking for one more out. 0-2, that'll miss for a ball now 1-2, and Oaks will see Miles, Schmitz, and Undum. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 batters for Oaks in the top half of the 5th inning. Jackson Gebhardt with the stretch. This one will be fouled straight back, and we'll do it again at 1-2. Very intimate crowd here when it comes to the ballpark with the grandstand that they have. A couple of bleachers up the first base side. The concession stand sandwiched in the middle behind that, but you can just kind of come on out, hang down the left or right field side, hang out in the outfield as well with the chain link fence. Just enjoy a little bit of baseball here today and tomorrow in Oaks. If you can't make it, we got all the games for you right here on YourLiveEvent.com. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You're the junior designated hitter as Gebhardt looking for his 3rd strikeout if he can get one more strike. 2-2, there it is. Swing and a miss. Grady Mueller is retired. So no runs, no hits, an error, and a runner left. We played 4 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Central Cass leads by 3.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers. They are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
High school baseball here today on YourLiveEvent.com, broadcasting from the Farmers Union Insurance David Bergman Agency broadcast booth at Farmers Union Insurance David Bergman Agency, servicing both the Foreman, Oaks, and surrounding communities. From business to crop to health and more, not all products are underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance. Get in touch with David today at 701-724-6252. That's 701-724-6252 with David Bergman Agency with Farmers Union Insurance. Here in Oaks, as we go to the 5th inning, as it'll be Miles, Schmitz, and Undum. Here it's now 1-0. Miles flew out to Christensen, who robbed him of an extra base hit with a Superman heroic kind of a dive in center field, as this one's called a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike as the ball was tailing away from him, able to come out and make the catch and rob Miles from an extra base hit. 1-1 pitch. That'll now be 1-2. So far for Boulder, 4 innings of work, 1 hit against, a single by Schmitz in the second, 4 strikeouts and no walks. Here's the 1-2. Popped in the air. We'll see if it's going to stay in play or that one will go towards the line. And oh, what a play by Peterson. Peterson was able to hug the fence behind third base. Had about 2 seconds to kind of look at the baseball, and then before he was maybe going to have to reach on top of the fence, made the catch. So nice play by Peterson over at third base. As there's 1 down. As here's a grounder that goes to Everson, and Everson just couldn't quite play the hop as he was trying to time the hop up after it went through. Maybe it went a little bit under what he thought it was going to be, so Schmitz gets aboard. And now it goes to Andrew Undum. Undum 0 for 1 with the fielder's choice back in the 2nd inning. As for Nathan Schmitz, he's got 2 hits today, both against Boulder, back in the 2nd and the 5th. And now Undum with reach base on a fielder's choice his last time up to end the 2nd. As this one goes foul, it's 0-1. But from an Oaks perspective, you have 8 outs to work with to try to get back in this contest to where you're not down by 3, but maybe get down by 2-1 or try to tie the game before you get to the 7th. For Central Cass, just haven't been able to put this game out of reach here after having 3 runs so far in the 3rd inning. That's been the difference in this game. The 0-1. That'll work inside. It's now 1-1. First base runner to reach against since Schmitz got a hit back in the 2nd inning. Outside of that, Boulder's done a good job just retiring guys in order here. As this would be hit on the ground, and this will get past the third baseman Peterson into left field. So for Oaks, able to put the ball in play, good things will happen. Schmitz goes to 2nd. Undum stands at 1st. And now you got Jackson Gebhardt 0 for 1 today with a ground out will come up. And for the Oaks Tornadoes, we'll get a little meeting on the mound here for Mr. Lewis, talking with Ryan Boulder just to give him a little chance to catch his breath, and also talk about the signs here with the runner at 2nd base. So the first time today for Oaks, they have a runner in scoring position. So Gebhardt will come up to the plate with 0 for 1 with a ground out to Peterson. So now a runner at 2nd is Schmitz. Undum stands at 1st after the error by Keegan Peterson at 3rd. And can Oaks capitalize? This one will miss low for a ball. It's 1-0. And if you're Oaks, you just haven't had many chances in a game like this to put a runner in. The only other time they've had a runner aboard is in the 2nd inning. So it's kind of one of those situations where if you don't take advantage now, you might not get another chance against Boulder, or potentially if anybody comes in for Coach Maggio later on in the game. Here's the 1-0 looking to bunt. This one is bunted up the third base side. Good bunt as Boulder will play it, throws it across in time for the out. It is a productive out at that, so Central Cass will take the out. Oaks will take the 90 feet. Gebhardt is retired on the sacrifice. Schmitz will go to 3rd. Undum to 2nd. Things are getting a little more interesting here in the top of the 5th as it goes to the number 9 batter. As for the Oaks Tornadoes, we'll get Noah Paradis coming up to the plate. He will swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Popped out his last time up, and that was to the first baseman Bryce Mueller in the 3rd inning. Then back to the top of the lineup with Landon Titus. Boulder 1 out away from getting out of the pickle here in the 5th. 0-1, that'll run inside for a ball. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Miles with a pop out, Schmitz with a single, Undum reach base on an error, and Gebhardt with a sacrifice bunt. Oaks trying to manufacture a run or 2 here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the 1-1 from Boder. This one will be foul. It's now 1-2. Next game up, 4 o'clock, just over an hour and a half from now, with Oak Grove going up against the Enderlin Eagles. That is going to be a hard 4 o'clock start time unless this game continues to run late and that game gets a little bit later on. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Strike 3 looking, and that'll retire the side. Boder with his 5th strikeout. No runs on a hit. There was an error and 2 runners left. 4.5 we played today. On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, big strikeout by Boder. Central Cass leads by 3.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement, everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
Bottom of the 5th inning we go here on YourLiveEvent.com. Boder's done a good job on the mound so far here today for the Central Cass Squirrels. What he's been able to do, 5 innings of work, 2 hits against, 5 strikeouts, and he's been efficient in doing so as well in terms of the pitch count, where he currently stands at 66 pitches. Well, we go from there to Jackson Gebhardt. 4 innings of work so far here for Gebhardt. He's done equally well. Just take the 3rd inning out, and he's been able to match Boder pitch for pitch. 9-1-2 batters, Christensen, Everson, and Kegley here for the Squirrels. As this one misses out of the zone, it's now 1-0. Christensen with a infield single eventually came in and scored a run back in the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. It's now 1-1. As Jackson Gebhardt again on for his 5th inning of work. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This one's going to go foul at 1-2 as we take a look at a bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Bank North. Earlier today, Kindred defeated Sargent County 4-1. Still to come, Enderlin and Oak Grove at 4 o'clock, and Northern Cass and the Ball Stars at 6 o'clock. That is a quick bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Bank North. Go to banknorth.bank. That's banknorth.bank. As Gebhardt deposits a strikeout into his bank account. That's his 4th of the contest. And there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning to Jack Everson. So Jack, 1 of 2 today with a run driven in and a run scored with a double his last time up in a 3rd. He flew out to the center fielder higher in the first inning. He will nearly wear this one. It's now 1-0. 3rd time through the lineup card here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Going through 4 1/3 innings here for Jackson Gebhardt to go through the lineup card twice. As this one missing for a ball. It's now 2-0. As Gebhardt's going to be working on his 58th pitch of the afternoon upcoming. There's the 2-0. This is smoked in the air to center field and a 1-hop higher. Higher just kind of had to put on the brakes. Either I'm going to dive for it and let it get by me, or we'll play the defensive side and just let it 1-hop after that one was humming off the bat. So Jack with a blistering single, his 2nd hit of the contest. That'll be the 4th for Central Cass. And now it goes to Brody Kegley. 0 for 2 with a pop out and a ground out his last time up to Miles over at first base unassisted. As Miles holding on Everson at first base. Jack will get back after the throw is made. for Kegley right now, trying to see if he can get his first base into the contest with Ryan Osmondstad due up next, who had a sacrifice fly and the last run driven in back in the third inning. As Gebhardt from the stretch. This one is hit in the air. This will carry to center field. Heyer's going to play it. And Kegley is retired on one pitch, and there's two down. Now it goes to Ryan Osmondstad. 0 for 1 with that sacrifice fly that brought in Jack Everson his last time up. As this is the Region 1 baseball tournament here on your liveevent.com. Chase Miller, Joey Hughes with you here today in Oaks. This will be hit on the ground. Miles or Thorpe able to one-hop it over to Miles. Miles doesn't see it, so Everson will make his way to third base and runners up at the corners after the throw in air. So Everson goes to third. Ryan will reach base off the air. So Thorpe backhanded it, one-hopped it to Miles, and then Miles just going to see it right in front of him after he was able to at least bat it down. If that gets by Miles, Everson might have a chance to come in and score. Instead, it's still 3-0 as it stands right now with runners at the corners and two down. So that'll be another error here for Oaks on the contest. They'll have their third, and now it goes to Keegan Peterson, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts to Schmitz and left. Trying to see if the runner, and Ryan Osmondstad was trying to go over just a little bit. You see that a lot with runners at the corner, especially with 2 outs, just step off or throw over to the first base to see if you might catch a guy and get a free, easy out and get out of a jam. Runner's going to go. Here's the throw, go right back to the pitcher. So going into scoring position now will be Ryan Osmondstad, and Keegan Peterson with a base hit will have a chance to get 1, if not 2 runs across here in the 5th inning. Osmondstad at second, Everson over at third, Keegan Peterson at the plate. Trying to see if he can drive in some of his teammates. While for Oaks in the 6th inning, be top of the lineup with Landon Titus, Zaid Hire, and then Joseph Dobitz due up in the 6th. Here's one on the ground that'll go towards the shortstop. Titus makes the play, throws it across in time, 6-3 to get out of the jam. There were no runs on a hit, 1 error and 2 runners left. It's still 3-love in favor of Central Cass as we head to the 6th.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Get in touch with David Bergerman today at 701-724-6252.
As we make our way to the top of the 6th inning, it's a pitcher's duel between Gebhardt and alongside Boder as it stands right now here on your liveevent.com. The Oaks Tornadoes down to their final 6 outs. If it currently stays like this, moving our way forward throughout the course of this contest. So far for Boder, 5 innings of work, 2 hits, 1 walk with 5 strikeouts. He's thrown 66 pitches, 45 for strikes. While for Gebhardt, 5 innings of work, 4 hits, 3 runs that are earned, no walks and 5 strikeouts. He's thrown 63 pitches here today. Box score, 3 runs, 4 hits, and an error for Central Cass. No runs, 2 hits, and 4 errors for the Oaks Tornadoes. That's an in-game update brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Sharing their heritage and their future, go to dhb.bank. As it goes to the top third of the lineup here with Landon Titus, who's over 2 today with a pop-out and a strikeout. As this one runs up and in, it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Boder, the senior here, part of the senior class for head coach Dustin Maggio. And the 1-1 pitch upcoming to Titus. That'll be smothered in the dirt. It's now 2-1. If you're Oaks, you need to do what you did in the 5th. Get runners on in some capacity. Try to played a run or two across here, try to cut into that deficit before you get to the 7th inning. There's the 2-1 offering. Popped up, that'll go foul and over the grandstand. It's now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to the sophomore shortstop in Titus as Boder has the payoff pitch. Strike 3, looking Boder with the strikeout, his 6th of the contest, and Titus is retired as we go to Zaid Heyer. Titus with 2 strikeouts and also 2 strikeouts here for Heyer. So for Boder, the top of the lineup, he has 5 of his 6 strikeouts here against Oaks. There's a swing and a miss. It's now 0-1, and as he's done, gets strike number 1 here, even on a swing and a miss, as Heyer falls behind the count. 0 for 2, strikeout looking and a strikeout swinging here today. 0-1, this one called a strike. It's now 0-2. Just trying to get into a rhythm for these Tornado batters and haven't been able to do so here against Boder. Boder from the stretch, even when no one's on, as this will work for a ball. It's 1-2. Sometimes you see the windup, other times, hey, just work from the stretch, and if you got a runner on, doesn't change your delivery or mechanics, especially if that's how you feel comfortable throughout the course of a contest. 1-2 pitch, that'll work inside for a ball. It's 2-2. Didn't miss by much as Boder looking for another strikeout. Boder with a 2-2. Now 3-2. Who's going to join Kindred at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning in the semifinals? And more importantly, for both Kindred and the winner of this game, you know you're getting to Monday, regardless of what happens here the rest of the week if you can play tomorrow morning in that semifinals. This one will be a walk. The first pass here for Boder, the first walk of the contest. And here for Oaks, just what the doctor ordered. Get a runner on. Now can you add to that with a second or third as Joseph Dobitz is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out here this afternoon. As this will run up and in for a ball, it's now 1-0. Couragean, the head coach again. Sean for Oaks. Well, you got Majo. That's Dustin, the head coach here for the Central Cass Squirrels. 1-0 pitch for Boder. Foul back, and that'll go over. The grandstands is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Cummings Field home to the Oaks Tornadoes football program as well in the fall. Here's the 1-1. That'll miss for a ball, now 2-1. We've seen that throughout the course. Multi-purpose facility, especially in a town such the size of Oaks where you can play. Sometimes for a handful of these areas, if it's not the baseball football field, it's a track and field and a football field where you're using for both. There's a slow dribbler. Bryce Mueller sets, fires, throws. Not going to be in time. Off the end of the bat, Dobitz hustling. Able to see that one get on base. And now the tying run comes up here for Jack Thorpe. And Thorpe was robbed of a base hit his last time up in the 4th by Everson over at shortstop. And now for the Oaks Tornadoes, as we alluded to, just got to find a way to get runners aboard, and that's what they're able to do here so far for Heyer working a walk after falling behind 0-2 and able to see Dobitz get aboard as well. As there is a swing and a miss to Jack Thorpe, it's 0-1. As reaching base will be on the air here for Peterson, so that'll be their 2nd error of the contest. More importantly for Oaks, get a chance to get a runner on here with a pop-up. We'll see if it's in play as Lou's going to run into the chain link fence right in front of the dugout here as that hops into the scores table and the press box up toward the third base side. But Lewis gave it a good hustle. It's now no balls and 2 strikes here to Thorpe. And the wind just kind of tailing that one a little bit farther. If you're not getting that wind from going from first base to third base, that might have been a play for Lewis to be had. Instead, staying alive is Jack Thorpe here at 0-2. Higher at second, you have Dobitz over at first. Here's the 0-2 offering. Line drive in the air. That'll be a base hit. Ryan Osmondstad will play it, and bases are full for Oaks here in the 6th inning. Heyer will go to third base. Dobitz goes to second. Jack Thorpe with a ringing single. And the Oaks Tornadoes will have bases full as Coach Maggio will come out here and talk it over with Central Cass. We'll take a quick break. Back with more after this here in Oaks.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey swatch autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, share their heritage and their future. Go to dhb.bank. It now goes to Miles at the plate. So Heyer at third base, Dobitz at second, Thorpe at first after the meeting on the mound here with the infield catcher and the head coach, Justin Maggio. Able to give a chance for Ryland Boder to pause and collect himself. 3 batters in a row have found a way to get on base with a walk, error, and a single. As now Miles will see how aggressive he is, and he will take one inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Best opportunity for Oaks to score was in the 5th inning when they got a runner into scoring position and a runner's at second and third with 2 outs. Well, this is even better yet. Bases full with 1 down here in the 6th as Lewis blocks that at the plate. It's now 2-0 to the junior first baseman. Then Schmitz with a pair of singles is the on-deck batter here for Oaks. 2 balls, no strikes. Boder, well, a few times that we've seen a 2-0 count here for Boder, and now it's 3-0. Lewis able to block it, and it stays close enough to where that runner at third isn't going to sprint down here for Heyer. It's 3-0. That's one where you just don't want to make that out at home plate. If you're not sure, once you hesitate, you're kind of deer in the headlights look. You're not going to jump to try to score at home. 3-0 here to the junior first baseman. And you got to think that Miles is taking the entire way on a 3-0 count, forcing Boder to at least force a strike. And there it is, the strike. It's 3-1. Peterson playing even with the bag at third, almost with the runner here in terms of Heyer. Playing behind the runner at first base is Mueller in the infield in the middle, trying to see if they can turn 2 potentially of Everson and Kegley if they get a chance. 3-1, swing and a miss. And now Boder works the count full. To 3 straight balls, throws a strike, gets a swing and a miss. It's now 3-2. As Boder, where does he go? Off speed or does he challenge him here on the payoff pitch? 3-2, low, missing, and it walks in a run. Heyer comes in to score from third. Dobitz will take third base. Thorpe will go to second. Miles gets the run driven in as Heyer comes in to score. Now it goes to Nathan Schmitz, where a base hit could possibly tie and take the lead moving forward here for the Tornadoes. Schmitz with 2 singles today in the 2nd and the 5th. And he will wear it. It's a hit by pitch. Dobitz will come in to score. Thorpe will take third base. Miles goes to second, and it's 3-2. And we'll get a meeting on the mound yet again, and we might get a pitching change this time. So after a walk by Miles, a first pitch hit by pitch for Nathan Schmitz, and it looks like this will be done for Boder here, and they will make a pitching change. We'll let you know about it next when we return here in Oaks.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
Imagine your life in Hillsborough, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsborough, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsborough has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsborough, where small-town living means big opportunities.
High school baseball today here on YourLiveEvent.com. So for Rylan Boder, he goes 5 1/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 that was earned, 3 walks and 6 strikeouts here. 91 pitches, 57 were strikes. So Boder will check out. Coming in will be Mueller. That's Grady. The DH now will come on, and he will pitch here in this particular contest. And then over at second base, as it currently stands, we have Arrowwood coming in here for the Oaks Tornadoes and courtesy running. The 8th grader Arrowwood will come on and run now at second base. So Thorpe at third, Arrowwood at second, Schmitz over at first. Central Cass leads by 1 as it stands now, but bases full for the Tornadoes as it goes to Undum at the plate. And for Central Cass, it'll be the bottom of the 6th when they come back up. Kozowski, Grayson Lewis, and Bryce Mueller. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 batters due up. But Oaks, again, the 7 seed picked off the 2 seed of Northern Cass, now on the verge of tying or taking the lead against the 3 seed here of Central Cass in Oaks. Undum. First pitch swinging, it's 0-1. 7th batter to the plate here for Oaks in the top of the 6th inning. Undum with a fielder's choice in the 2nd, and then reach base on an error in the 5th is 0 for 2, and he takes a strike. It's now 0-2 on the count here to Andrew Undum. So Grady Mueller, strike 1, strike 2. What does he have for the 3rd pitch here to Undum? Swing and a miss. Mueller with the strikeout, the 7th as a pitching staff, and there's 2 down as everybody goes back to their respective spots from a defensive position as it goes to Jackson Gebhardt. Gebhardt for the junior pitcher here at the plate. 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt his last time up. And he takes a strike, it's 0-1. Grady Mueller coming in and trying to shut the door a little bit, if you will. No balls and a strike as Mueller has the 0-1 pitch. This one called a strike, it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Grady Mueller, 5 pitches, all have been strikes. Can he do it 6 for 6? Just off the zone. That's a tough take for Gebhardt there, falling behind 0-2. The 1-2 offering coming up here to Gebhardt. That'll work for a ball, now 2-2. Paradis due up next. If Gebhardt can walk, get a single, just do something to keep the line moving here for Oaks. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks in relief for Grady Mueller to get out of the inning. There were 2 runs across on just 1 hit. There was an error and 3 runners left on base. Oaks has made this a new game, though, down by 1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here, Kozowski, Lewis, and Mueller due up for Central Cass. But how about Grady Mueller coming in relief, getting a strikeout of Undum and a strikeout of Gebhardt. Those 2 strikeouts awfully large. So Rylan Boder, 91 pitches, 5 1/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 that was earned, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And Mueller coming on with 2 big Ks. We'll see how big that can be as we make our way to the bottom of the 6th inning again with Kozowski due up here for Central Cass. Central Cass 3, the Oaks Tornadoes 2 on YourLiveEvent.com. This is the Region 1 baseball tournament. It was a good one between Kindred and Sargent County. That was 4-1 Vikings. This one equally as tight here in the second winner's bracket game. As Kozowski first pitch, we'll see this out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. Kozowski with a pop-out in the second, struck out looking back in the fourth. And Central Cass, they scored 3 runs in the third, threatened to score in the fourth with a runner on with 2 outs. And then their biggest threat outside of that was the 5th inning where they left runners in scoring position at second and third. So Central Cass hasn't been able to add on to the 3 runs that they had earlier in the contest yet. And Kozowski will take a hit by pitch. Carver will take first base, and for Gebhardt, that's his first free pass of the afternoon. As you go through right now with Grayson Lewis coming up. Lewis reached base on an error in the second, flew out to the right fielder Imperatus his last time up in the fourth. What's the play here for Coach Maggio? Up by 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning with a runner aboard. Lewis going to see this backhanded, and eventually it got in front of Dobitz. Dobitz did the good job backhanding it to keep it, but it didn't keep it in his glove as the baseball eventually landed on a home plate. But Dobitz sliding to that left batter's box, the momentum just kept him going, so that will allow Kozowski to scamper into second base. And Carver wasn't going on the pitch. He just saw that, hey, Dobitz didn't have the ball, so he immediately went to second base, and now he's in scoring position, and it's 2-0 for Lewis. So for Lewis now, you love to drive in a run, but bare minimum, put somebody to the right side of the infield or see if you can hit a fly ball to the right and move the runner up 90 feet here with Kozowski. Instead, hits one in the air. That'll be a shot to left. Schmitz will come in. Good swing by Lewis, just right at an outfielder there to Schmitz. And Lewis is retired on the line drive out, and there's 1 down. If you're Oaks, got a little momentum brewing here with 2 runs in the top half of the frame. If you can keep it to a 3-2 game, feeling pretty good going in the top of the 7th to try to see if you can put 1 more run across. And now it goes to Bryce Mueller. As Mueller sees this outside for a ball, it's 1-0. Region 1 baseball tournament, the loser of this game will make their way and eventually play at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Then we'll have to win 2 tomorrow to stay alive and try to get to wherever that Monday matchup is going to be, as this one is called a strike. It's 1-1. And with Kindred eventually winning today, they will, no matter what, host that championship series on Monday as it stands right now. Even with the loss tomorrow, it goes to the highest seed remaining, and they're the 1 seed. As this one works up and in and eventually grazes just enough here at Bryce Mueller as he will take a hit by pitch. So Kozowski and Mueller both with a couple of hit by pitches. As now Sean will come out here for Kurigan, and he'll talk it over with Gebhardt. We'll take a quick break. Bottom of the 6th inning, runners at first and second here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427-5284 or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
As we get ready for a bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Bank North, Kindred with a 4-1 win over Sargent County. Sargent County will play at 4 o'clock in a loser-out game tomorrow, as they will go up against either Northern Cass or the Ball Stars. The loser of this game will go up against the winner of Enderlin Oak Grove at 1 o'clock, and the winner will play Kindred at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. still to come. Again, Enderlin, Oak Grove at 4, and then the Ball Stars and Northern Cass at 6. That's a bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Bank North. Now it goes to the pitcher of Grady Mueller, who came in as the DH. Mueller with a double and a run scored in the third, struck out swinging in the 4th inning. He works ahead at 1-0 here with Gebhardt. Central Cass looking for that one extra hit just to put this game maybe a little out of reach if possible. Gebhardt with the daylight play to Titus. Titus applies tag. Sliding back here is Carver Kozowski. Doesn't matter if it's the pros or if it's 5-year-old baseball. A 1-run lead's a lot different than a 2 or 3-run lead going into that final inning. And that's what Central Cass is looking to do, add on some insurance. It stands right now with the number 8 batter wearing number 8 in Mueller. Grady Mueller takes this one missing for a ball. It's 2-0 in a game that started back at 1:26 today, so working at about an hour and a half here in this contest. 2 balls, no strikes. Here to Mueller as Gebhardt takes a look back at the runner in Kozowski. 2-0 pitch, missing out of the zone. It's now 3-0. So 3-0 is the count. As Gebhardt looking to get a strike and come back in this at-bat. Mueller looking for a 4-pitch walk, so will be called a strike. It's 3-1. Minnesota Twins baseball earlier today against the Miami Marlins for a little day game across, and the Twins are up 6-0 over Miami from Target Field in the 8th inning. As this one will be a 5-pitch walk for Grady Mueller. So Carver Kozowski takes third base, Bryce Mueller takes second, Grady Mueller takes first, and this has all been on 2 hit by pitches and a walk here in the inning. Bases are full. As we'll see this here, it's a 3-2 contest. So 3-2 again is your score. Lucas Christensen with a single and a run scored in the 3rd inning, strikeout in the 5th. As right now, Jackson Gebhardt looking for something on the ground or a strikeout against Christensen before it goes back to the top of the lineup. Gebhardt, we'll see this up and in. Now 2-0 on the way to Christensen. For Gebhardt, this is the first inning that we've seen where he's been erratic in terms of multiple 2-ball, 3-ball counts, or just not hitting the zone consistently enough. As the 2-0 offering is going to be low, missing for a ball. It's now 3-0. So again, 3-2 right now, and one more ball for Gebhardt, and he will walk in a run here for Central Cass in the 6th inning. As we're going to get a courtesy runner coming in here for Central Cass. As coming on will be Aiden Thummel. So Thummel will come on. So the pitcher, Grady Mueller, will come out here, and Thummel will come on and run now over at first base. Nowhere to put Lucas Christensen. Kozowski at third, Bryce Mueller at second, and now Thummel stands at first base here for Coach Maggio and the Central Cass Squirrels. Threatening in the 6th inning. 3-0 pitch, going to be called a strike. It's 3-1. As Gebhardt with the infield in. 3-1 pitch. Going to miss for a ball, and they'll walk it in. So Kozowski comes in to score. For Christensen, that'll be a run driven in. Bryce Mueller takes third, and Thummel will take second base. And Oaks will have another meeting on the mound. We'll see if there is a pitching change, and it looks like there will be, as Titus looks like he's going to be making his way here and playing a new position. We'll let you know about it next on your livevent.com. It's Central Cass up by 2.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the Big Air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins. The fun never ends.
The world of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today.
And we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
As we continue here on YourLiveEvent.com, Central Cast with one run in so far in the inning. Carver Kozowski came in and scored after the bases loaded walk by Lucas Christensen. Jackson Gebhardt in this game, 5 1/3, 4 hits with 4 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts, and he's on the hook for all 4. Make that 3 of the runners on bases. Stands right now, Gebhardt, 82 pitches, 52 strikes in the contest. While coming on now will be Dobitz. So Dobitz will go from behind the plate to the pitcher. The pitcher, Gebhardt, will go from the pitcher to third base. Thorpe will go from third to short, and Titus will go from short to behind the plate. So that's your defensive changes here for the Oaks Tornadoes. And Central Cass looking for a base hit by someone somewhere. And if Everson can provide it, it can possibly be a 1, 2, or maybe a 3 RBI kind of a base hit to open up this game. It's still just a 2-run deficit. If Oaks can get out of the inning and keep it at 2 going into the top of the 7th, still give yourself a pretty decent shot to try to come back and tie or possibly take the lead. While if Everson, as an example, hits the gap somewhere, you're going to get 2, maybe 3 runs coming in. That could be the difference in the insurance that Central Cass is looking for. Third time, make it 4th time through the lineup as Dobitz will take a ball on his first pitch to Jack Everson. Everson with a single and a double, a run scored and a run driven in. Played some good defense here as well, as this one will go back and nearly hit him. It's 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes to the senior shortstop. As Dobitz, 2-0. That'll miss. It's now 3-0. Bryce Mueller over at third base, Thummel at second, Lucas Christensen again at first, and the infield is in. The 3-0 pitch, that'll be up out of the zone for a 4-pitch walk. So this run will go up against Jackson Gebhardt. Coming in to score will be Bryce Mueller. That'll be his first run of the game. Everson gets his second run driven in. Thummel will head to third, and Christensen heads to second as Jack Everson reaches base for the 3rd time. And it's like a death by 1,000 paper cuts here in the bottom of the 6th from the Oaks perspective. As this misses outside for a ball, Brody Cagley 0 for 3 with a pop out, a ground out, and a fly out here this afternoon. From the Central Cass point of view, able to get that 3-0 lead back now in terms of a 3-run advantage here at 5-2, as this one's called a strike here for Dobitz. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way. And this is hit in the air to straightaway center, way back to the warning track, and that ball is gone! Brody Cagley with a grand slam to straightaway center, and the Squirrels have opened up the game. It's 9-2 Central Cass. Thummel comes in to score, Christensen comes in to score, Everson comes in to score, Cagley with the round tripper grand slam. And it's a 4 runs driven in as well here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Just off the sound of the bat for Brody Cagley. That sounded good. Glad I moved the car back a little bit farther, as that's a grand slam. It's now 9-2 Squirrels. Now it goes to Ryan Osmondstad as he will be first pitch swinging. It's a ground ball that'll go to Gebhardt. Gebhardt goes across diamond. Here's the applied tag by Miles. So 5-3 on the putout. 2 runs charged against Dobitz there. Gebhardt will finish with 7 runs against, and there's 2 down, and Brody Kegley might have just cemented himself as a potential player of the game candidate, or at least play of the game, as that really has opened up the contest here. As it goes now to Keegan Peterson. Peterson takes the strike, gets 0-1. Peterson 0 for 3 today with 2 flyouts and a strike on a ground out his last time up in the 5th. This will be hit right back up the middle, and there's a single as Keegan Peterson gets aboard, and Central Cass Squirrels have bat around here in the 6th inning. As that'll be just their 2nd hit of the inning. As they see this one now with Carver Kozowski. It was hit by a pitch to open up the frame, eventually came in and scored after a bases-loaded walk by Lucas Christensen. Sliding back in safely here is Keegan Peterson. But 2 parts of the game right now that are large are the top of the 6th here on the back-to-back strikeouts by Grady Mueller after the bases were full. After Boulder just going to find the zone a little bit, and Mueller comes in and gets back-to-back Ks, leaves the bases full with 2 strikeouts, and then that one there for the grand slam by Brody Kegley. Those are 2 big, valuable plays as it stands right now. As there's a swing and a miss. That's 0-2 here to Kozowski with Keegan Peterson over at first base. As Dobitz looking to get the final out of the inning. We'll go back over to the first baseman, Miles, is sliding back in is Keegan Peterson. Where Enderlin and Oak Grove await the conclusion of this game with a winner-take-all, or you lose and your season comes to a close. This gets by Titus all the way to the backstop on the pass ball. So Peterson will scamper into scoring position here as he will make his way to second base. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Kozowski, as Kozowski looking to see if he can drive his first run of the game on in with a base hit. Instead will be a ball. Now it's 2-2. 4 o'clock game just over an hour from now with Oak Grove and Enderlin. Then later tonight we'll get the Ball Stars and Northern Cass. Here's a 2-2. Popped up in the air. This will be interesting with the wind. That'll go to center field, and Heyer makes it an easy play to retire the side. 10 batters up as Central Cass puts 6 runs across on 2 hits in the air. There were no errors and a runner left on base. A new score after 6. It's 9-2 Central Cass.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
What is that? Is that top insurance?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Toop Insurance.
Maybe Toupee.
Could be Toupee. Yeah, I don't know.
Or Taupe Insurance,
maybe? I don't think so.
Say it right. That's T-O-O-P. That's Taupe.
Oh, it's Taupe.
That's Taupe Insurance in Castleton. Get in touch with Ryan today for a quote or review of your policies.
Top of the 7th inning here on YourLiveEvent.com as we head to the final 3 outs of the contest as it stands right now, unless Oaks is able to make a little bit more of a rally in this contest, as nearly fall out of the chair here on the table as we continue with more. As Dobitz finishes off the inning, but again, the grand slam by Brody Kegley, definitely the difference maker to open up the game. Those 2 strikeouts by Grady Mueller to minimize any more damage after 2 runs coming in for Boulder. As right now, Mueller trying to come on and finish it off with the save as it goes to 9-1 and 2 batters with Paradis. Check swing as this one goes foul. So Paradis, the sophomore right fielder, then back to Landon Titus, then Heyer due up here for Oaks. This one works for a ball. That's 2 balls and 1 strike. Coming up on our post-game show, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway, we'll get to our play of the contest. We'll hear from our player or players of the game. Then we'll get you ready coming up in just over 50 minutes from now with Oak Grove and alongside with Enderlin. Here's the pitch by Mueller. This would be popped up in the air. That'll go foul. That'll be 2-2. So Kegley kind of able to turn the wind around a little bit, if you will, on that one. On that straightaway center field home run. As this one missing for a ball. It's now 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That'll miss for a walk. Grady Mueller will have his first walk in relief as it goes to Landon Titus. Titus is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a pop-out back in the first inning. As Bryce Mueller holding on the runner at first base. As this is called a strike, it's 0-1. All of a sudden you go from what was a 3-run advantage down to a 1-run score, and then 6 runs in the inning. Adds it to a 7-run deficit here for Oaks. As this works for a ball, it's now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Landon Titus, and what Oaks needs right now is base runners here. They can get a couple base runners, get a hit when you need them. They were able to get 2 runners on in the fifth, or they left 2 runners on in the 5th, left the bases loaded in the 6th to get 2 runs across in the 6th inning. This is going to be hit on the ground, playable. Everson will play it to Kegley. Kegley across in time for the twin killing, 6-4-3, and that's a double play. Titus is retired. Good play by Everson as it goes to Zaid Heyer. And just like that, 2 quick outs, and Jack Everson has been really good here at shortstop this season for the senior, but also making a couple of nice plays defensively. He's had a very productive, quiet game almost when you look up. 2 RBIs, a run, and a couple of hits today here for Jack. He could easily be a player of the game candidate as well for Central Cass. He's just done the little things awfully well. Now it goes to Heyer, down to their final out here for the Tornadoes, as this one misses out for a ball. As Heyer, 1 ball and 1 strike upcoming here to the senior center fielder with a walk and a run scored his last time up. Now it's 1-2 as Oaks down to their final swing, potentially, of the contest. 1 ball, 2 strikes here for Grady Mueller. As Mueller, the 1-2, popped in the air. This one will go out of play, foul, and we'll keep it at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way here to the senior center fielder. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Grady Mueller gets the strikeout, the 9th of the contest here for Central Cass, and a game that goes final today at 3:09. It goes 1 hour and 36 minutes here today from Oaks. Your final, the Central Cass Squirrels win it 9-2 over the Oaks Tornadoes. Mueller comes in for an inning and 2/3 of relief as he's able to get 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. Rylan Boder picks up the win. Gebhardt picks up the loss, and that does it for our contest here of our second winner's bracket game. It will be Kindred Central Cass in the semifinals tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning, while on the opposite side for Oaks, they will play upcoming at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and they will play the winner of Enderlin and Oak Grove. That game is coming up in about 50 minutes. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to our post-game show. That and more still to come today here from Cummings Field in Oaks, North Dakota.
Stop on out to Watson's Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Get ahead of your spring planting needs with flowers, shrubs, and trees. Watson's Hardware Greenhouse is open now. Watson's Hardware, a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watson's Hardware and check out their greenhouse, which is open right now.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
As we come back on the post-game show, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway. Check out the World of Outlaw late models on Tuesday, June 30th in Ada. Tickets now available at normancountyraceway.com. Final box score looks like this for the Central Cass Squirrels: 9 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Oaks with 2 runs, 3 hits, and 4 errors, as the Tornadoes would leave 6 runners aboard. While for the Central Cass Squirrels here today, they would leave 5 runners aboard here in this contest. Again, your final: Central Cass 9, the Oaks Tornadoes 2. As we continue with more coming up, we'll hear from Brody Kegley here in a moment, talking about that talking about that big home run here with the Grand Slam variety, as he's got the headsets on. And can you hear us okay down there?
Yep.
Well, first things first, congratulations on the win, Brody, making your way through. Just take us through that Grand Slam and just bases full, just trying to keep the line moving there. What's kind of going through your mind there in the 6th inning?
Yeah, I was having a terrible day. I could not hit the ball, but, I mean, I just tried to copy Grayson Lewis from last game. He hit 2 home runs, so just trying to do that. Able
to get another round tripper. The more important thing is you got a semifinal round matchup upcoming tomorrow morning. But for this one, Brody, obviously Ryland did a really good job. 5 innings of work. And how about Grady coming in relief with the bases full, getting those 2 strikeouts? Just what did that do for this club?
Yeah, that was huge. Ryland was throwing strikes all day, getting outs, doing what he does. And then Grady coming in with the bases loaded. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. And then he strikes 2 people out. We're going into the bottom of the 6th. I mean, still up 1, so that's huge for us.
Jack Everson, a very efficient game, I said on the broadcast. A single, a double, 2 runs driven in, a run scored, gets a walk. What can you say about your senior shortstop here?
Yeah, he's huge. He doesn't get out, and he makes crazy plays on the field. Made a crazy backhand on a line drive. He's just such a good player and huge for the team.
Final thing, Brody, what's the one thing you liked about your team so far? 2 games here in this Region 1 baseball tournament.
I mean, I just like how we're staying together, staying with each other. We didn't start either of the 2 games very good, but we came around and started to get hits.
Hey, Brody, congratulations on the win. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Brody Kegley again with us here on our post-game show, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway, as the Central Cass Squirrels pick up the win. Brody able to get the 1 hit that really opened up the game in that 6th inning with 4 runs on 1 swing with that grand slam, as he would go 1 of 4 at the plate with a run scored and 4 runs driven in here today for the Central Cass Squirrels. Able to do a really good job from that perspective here for Central Cass on our post-game show, as he is part of our players of the game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That again is Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Kind of the 1-2 players, or 3 if you will. Kegley with that swing. Jack Everson just was smooth throughout the course of the day. And then Ryland Boder did a really good job with those 5 innings earlier on, and able to finish things off here for the Central Cass Squirrels was Grady Mueller, as when he came in, it was our Agassi Precision Egg play of the contest. Back-to-back strikeouts with bases full here for the Oaks Tornadoes. A tough spot to put anybody in, but Grady came in with those 2 strikeouts, finishes with 3, and he is able to get the 3 strikeouts in the contest and pick up the save. That is our play of the contest, brought to you in part by Agassi. Go to Agassi Precision website at planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com. As we go back to the field and join us, as we talked about, Mr. Mueller. Grady, congratulations on the win. Just what does this win mean to you and the ball club here?
I mean, it means a lot. It's a great start to the tournament. Two big wins, and now we get to go play Kindred.
Able to come in, just take us through what's kind of going through your mind. Bases full there in the top of the 6th when it's 3-2 and there's 1 down when you take the mound.
I love it, man. Come up and just do a job. A lot of people out here kind of counting on me, so it felt good to come out and get it done.
And Ryland did a really good job before kind of getting to that pickle there in the 6th inning. What just kind of see from his performance for 5 1/3 today?
Man, Ryland had a day. He threw those first 5. He was on fire. I love to see that.
And to see Brody Kegley hit one in the jet stream and kind of turn the wind around, what was kind of going through your mind there? Just take us through where you were when you saw that off the bat and see it go over the fence.
That was awesome. That ball was touched, so felt good. Brody's kind of struggling early, but to have him come out and hit a grand slam, that was pretty sweet.
Hey, Grady, congratulations on the win. We'll see you tomorrow against Kindred.
Thank you.
Grady Mueller again with us here on our post-game show for the Central Cass Squirrels. They win it 9-2 over the Oaks Tornadoes. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll put a final box score on this one. That is next. As we come back here on the post-game show, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway Central Cass. 3 runs in the third, 6 runs in the sixth. Oaks with 2 runs in the sixth inning. That is your 9-2 contest here on YourLiveVent.com. As we get to our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection, go to halsteadtel.com. That again is halsteadtel.com for our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. As the connection of this game was a really good play by Lucas Christensen earlier to kind of spur that 3 runs in the third inning. That a bunt that he had, able to beat it out for an infield single. He would eventually come in to score as well. Lucas Christensen with the Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection bunt that provided the extra run there for Central Cass, part of their 3 runs in the third inning. As we take a look at what the bracket is going to look like in a moment, final box score yet again for Central Cass. 2 of 3 was Jack Everson with 2 runs driven in. Kegley goes 1 of 4 with 4 runs driven in. Osmondstown with a sacrifice fly. Christensen with a run driven in as well. For the Oaks Tornadoes, 1 run driven in by Miles and 1 run driven in for Schmitz. Gebhardt goes 5 1/3, 4 hits, 7 runs that were earned, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Ryland Boulder with the win, 5 1/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So here's a look at what your bracket breakdown looks like, brought to you in part by a Bank North. Kindred with a 4-1 win over Sargent County. Gronwald picks up the win in that contest. Fisher Johnson with the save. And the Central Cass Squirrels with a 9-2 win over the Oaks Tornadoes. So Kindred Central Cass tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock in the semis. Oaks will go up against the loser of Enderlin and Oak Grove at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Then Sargent County will go up against the winner of Northern Cass and the Ball Stars. Oaks will go up against the winner, that is, of Oak Grove and Enderlin. And then we'll have another loser out game following that at 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So 11 o'clock in the morning for the semis and 3 straight loser out games following that. That's a bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Bank North. On behalf of Joy Hughes, I'm Chase Miller. Thanks so much for tuning into our broadcast, and we'll be back with you in about just under a half hour for a pregame on the next game with Oak Grove and alongside the Enderlin Eagles.